Things will not always go as planned. If we all had our wishes, everyone will be successful. No one will be poor. But you know what? Life will always have its way of bringing us down to a winning. But in such seasons, what do you do? When life humbles you, when circumstances around you make you question God, when your pains and secret tears lack words of expression, in such moments, how do you navigate the storms of life? Welcome on board. It's SOLOMONAYO. It's been a very long time, and thank God for the grace of God, we're back on board. Today I'll be sharing with us 5 biblical principles that have helped me navigate the storm of life. And I believe it's going to help anyone out there overcome the storms of life. This is a season that we are going to pass through. It's inevitable. It has nothing to do, be you a Christian or a non-Christian. Life will always bend us. Tribulations, circumstances, pain, struggles will have its way of forcing us to get to that point we're going to say, I wish death would come. I can't stand this. I can go through this pain again. I can go through this shame again. I can go through this ridicule again. But I'm just here to tell you that you can go through it. Yes, you can go through it. In as much as I would have loved to see you not the first, neither will you be the last. Of course, many people went through what you went through and died in the process. But you're not going to die in that process. You're going to scale through. You're going to overcome it. And I'm going to share with you 5 things that will make you stand and navigate the season. The very first one, be determined to rise. It all starts from your mind. If you believe this is not going to be my hand, I'm going to prove to myself, prove to the world that I'm better than this. I'm not what they say. I'm not what they accused me of. I can stand strong. I can be someone. I can fulfill a destiny. The moment you begin to say that to yourself, I can assure you you're going to rise. Like I said, the first thing, be determined to rise. Your mind. Your mind. When you are failed, when you've been overcome in your mind, everything outside you will overcome, will suppress you. But within you, if you have the determination, I know this is not going to be easy, but transform those negativity to an ocean of force that's going to push you, that will make you, be determined to launch to another level. Not where you used to be. And that should be your motivation. I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to scale through the season. No matter what I'm going through, life continues. There is another life out there. There is life outside this phase. Are you going through a financial phase? Are you going through marriage phase? Are you going through tough season with your kids or not being able to have child? There is life outside that. There is more to life outside that. Not until you begin to say this to yourself, that season will crush you. That season will bury you. That season will overcome you. Do you know why I use the word season? Because this too will pass away. Nothing in life has ever been stagnant forever. Days go, night comes. The rain is season, the sun is season. Everything moves. So definitely this phase will also pass away, but be determined to rise. Number 2, let go of the questions, embrace the lessons. Oh God. Many of us, if we should be given a journal, we are going to ask more than 1,000 questions. I am part of that. Lord, why? Why did this happen? But you said this. But you told me this. But you promised me this. But you did this. Why me? Why not? Why not you? The tribulations of the world has nothing to do with your righteousness or your righteousness. We need to learn that. We need to accept that. The Bible says in John 16 verse 33, he said, in the world ye shall have tribulations, but be of good cheer, for I've overcome them all. God was not saying some Christians or some people. God was not saying some men. The Bible was not saying the unbelievers. He said ye, that is everybody. We are all going to face it. So please, you need to stop questioning God that why you. You need to stop questioning life, even if you're not a Christian, that why me, why not you? It's a test. Though many of us will fail God at a season, many of us will fall, many of us will backslide, many of us will turn our back from God. Of course, you cannot lose a loved one, you cannot lose a child, and people are expecting you to be jumping up in church. It takes high degree of faith and dedication, to be able to do that. But nevertheless, this is not a time to throw out those questions. Why not stop questioning God and begin to write down the lessons? What is the Spirit teaching you? I think in my next video, I'm going to share some 12 lessons life taught me in a hard way. I need you to watch out for that video. They are going to bless you and inspire you. But I don't want you to learn in the hard way. But one thing is the tribulations, the storms of life, as a way of of revealing things to us. It makes you know the natures of people. It makes you more sensitive, more wise, more discerning. It makes you grow in maturity. There are a lot of hidden treasures. Though it's not easy, I admit that. But I wish sometime we could leave out those questions and begin to note down the lessons. And that's going to be like a shift. Gradually, you'll begin to appreciate that season. And this is going to lead me to the third point. The third point, yes, be still. I want you to know God is with you. Do not allow anyone blackmail you that whatever you're going through is a punishment from God. Oh, Jesus. God do not punish. He trains. Of course, no training is full of pleasure. I've never seen a training ground, be it you're training to be a soldier or training to be anything. It's not fair. So God He does not punish. He trains. What you're going through is a test from God, is a training. He allowed it. Definitely, He will not leave you to go through this alone. Don't immerse yourself in that ocean of guilt, thinking God is punishing you for the sins you committed 10 years ago. Thinking God is punishing you for the sins your grandmom committed. Thinking God is punishing you because you failed to pay your tithes 30 years ago. It has nothing to do with that. Even if you've done that, you will still need to be trained. Even if you've been faithful all your lives, you still need to pass through some season. Why am I emphasizing on this? Because many Christians, when the storms of life hit us, we go turning our back from God, saying, God, after all I've done, after standing for you, the truth is, even if you are righteous than Jesus, more righteous than Jesus, you will still have to go through that season, because God needs to train you. You need to be like God in every aspect. God will try our patience. He will try our long suffering. He will test our love for Him. Many of us will think we love God, but when the storms of life come knocking at our door, it is then we discover that we never truly loved God. We only love what He gives to us. Can God count on you? That yes, even if I take everything from my daughter, even if I take her home, even if I take her job, even if I take her health, she's still going to stand for me. She will not turn her back against me. If God has not gotten to that stage with you, excuse me, be ready to go through the storms of life. So I need you to know God is not punishing you. He is with you and He's going to bring you out. Oftentimes, our situations, the storms we go through, are always just at the edge of a bigger breakthrough, because God needs to test you. Yeah, people say God does not test people. I'm not using it in that sense, but God needs to be able to trust you with what He is bringing for you. With that promotion, make you arrogant. With that financial breakthrough, make you become so pompous that you will no longer have time for God. He needs to filter out those things from your life. That is why He makes us go through storms that take us to God. But one thing is, If you know and believe that truly there's something bigger coming, you will see that you will be still. You will have this peace. You'll be able to navigate that season because you know God is with you. And there's one thing I also want to share is God's promises do not change. Even if the whole world should come crushing on your shoulders, what God has promised you will not change. I've learned that. I've seen that in the lives of people. I thought, well, maybe God will change. No. Even if by mistake you fail God during that season of tribulations, you backslide. As long as grace and mercy brings you back to God, God's promises, what He has promised you, will come to pass. So God do not punish. He's not your parent. He's not human. He's not a man that will punish people. He only prunes us. He trains us. I want you to know that God is in this with you. When you have the mindset that God is just trying to prune me, He's just trying to make me go through this, though it's hard, I will not fail God. You will see that you will stand secure. And now the next thing I'm going to share with you, the fourth one is prioritize your mental health. Prioritize your mental health. Oh, you all know me, I'm a rugged speaker. Excuse me, those that needs to be blocked, block them. Those that will make you curse God, block them. I'm not saying do away with them. I don't know, I don't care whoever it is. The Bible says, whoever will follow Him must be able to do what? Forget your parents, your siblings, and carry His cross. This is your cross with God. Nobody shares in our tribulation. Tribulations and storms of life are individual battles. They are individual cross. So for you to carry that cross and follow God, whoever that is going to make you, feel worse than what you're already experiencing, do away with them, no matter the relation, because this is between you and God. One, it's not even easy to go through the storms of life. To rise above it is tough. The night of tears, the pains, things you cannot even express to people. So having some toxic relationship around you or some toxic ungodly friends that are like, oh, wait, but you said God said. They will say, oh, are you not serving God? Or those that will ridicule and make a hell of reproach out of you. You need to deal with that. At this stage, we don't need that. I am sorry. Right now, people are dying more of depression than their real problems. Yes. Even Christians are committing suicide in a high rate. And it's alarming. If only we could have loved brethren among us. People that really care. Not those that pretend to care and gossip behind. Not those that pretend to care but are happy that we are going through what we are going through. Not those that are ready to make a mockery of our salvation, of your circumstance. Actually, people do that in ignorance because they do not know that they will go through it. The tribulations of life, the storms of life has nothing to do with your religion or your faith. Every one of us will go through it. Jesus went through his own. He carried his cross. Are you holier than Jesus? So why won't you go through it? Oh God. So please prioritize your mental health. If you need to change church, change. Because the fact that people know much about you makes it more tough. You are easily vulnerable. You feel vulnerable to some insult, to some talks, and some pastors lack self-control. They will use you to preach. It happens, so I'm not hiding this. So what do you do? Please, if it needs you to change location, if it needs you to change the fellowship of the brethren, go to a place where your soul can find peace and rest. Prioritize your mental health. Another way to prioritize your mental health, they don't preach this to us in church. Listen to motivational speakers. Yes, hey, before just a minute, please. Before you say, hey, no, you need it. You need things that will stimulate you. Now, the motivational speakers are not those that will say, oh, invest 1,000 today with discipline to become 1 billion tomorrow. I'm not talking about that. Speakers, I'm talking of those that have their life, they've been successful. We have TD Jakes, you have Steve Harvey, you have Oprah Winfrey in all domains. I don't know your domain. No matter the domain, are you in sports? And those that have been through life situations that have been tested and proven, now listen to them when they share tips. Let those things begin to motivate you. If it involves you listening to those things every morning, it will help you to go through each day. You need that strength. You need that strength to go through each day. You need that strength to go through each day. You can't do this alone. Listen to encouraging speakers. In as much as the Church of God is diversified, we all have our ministries. My ministry is also to encourage people. I'm not really a teacher. It's for purpose like this. It's for a season like this. So please, when you're navigating the storms of life, you need encouraging words. This is not the time to be dissecting the history of the Bible. Those times, they don't make sense to you. What makes sense to you are words that encourage, that suits, that gives hope, that brings hope. And please surround yourself with such messages in a time like this. That's how to prioritize your mental health. And I just want you to have faith that you will be fine. You will be fine. These shall pass away. And lastly, believe in your prayers. When things are tough, it's easy for us to believe that God is not hearing us. It's a lie. God is there with you. If you're sensitive and being sincere, you will see that He speaks to you or He proves Himself in little things. It might be just little things daily. You will always see the manifestation of God. It might be just a miraculous, meeting someone or someone just paying a bill for you, you will always see the hand of God. Those are signs that He is with you. Those are signs that God has not forgotten you. So I need you to know that His ears are not deaf to your prayers. He's actually listening. But you just have to be patient. So have faith in your prayers. Don't think God has forgotten you. Don't think He has done deaf ears to you. No, He's listening. He's there with you. He has not forgotten you. And I hope this blesses you. If you still need some words of encouragement, if you need someone to pray along with you, never hesitate to reach out to me. We are in this together. The Spirit of the Lord has been upon us to speak the words of healing to the brokenhearted, to encourage those that are broken, that are weary, and that we can bring smiles to each other's face. That's just my commission, and I hope this will bless someone out there. See you in the next video. Do not miss it. 12 lessons that life taught me. So stay blessed. See you next time. Bye.